répéter, Chloé?
Chloe, could you ask your question again, please?
Good morning, Chloe. Why did you choose this job? Over.
Hi, Chloe. Good morning. No special reason. I just thought it looked really super cool to go to space and explore in space and put on a spacesuit and do a spacewalk and ride in a rocket. I thought that was all pretty nifty stuff. And then once I learned more about the job, it intrigued me even more that it's not just about the physical nature of the job, it's solving problems that are tough with a team of people to solve these engineering and technical problems. It all sounded fantastic to me. Over.
Next.
Good morning, Team. How long did it take to get ready for this mission? Over.
Good morning. To get ready for this mission, we trained together for about 2 years. And when you first become an astronaut, however, it's another 2 years when you're called an astronaut candidate, and then you're in line to be waiting for a specific mission. And once you become
ISS. Over.
They're part of our space station program. We're doing about 60% of our time every single week is devoted towards this effort and science. And there's far more experiments and research happening than I can give in this one answer. But suffice it to say, that's our primary objective and our main goal. Over.
Good morning, Clément. What are the goals of the experiments made in the ISS? Over.
The goals of the experiments in the ISS are pretty varied. We are conducting biological research that's sometimes on plants and small animals or our cells, where we vary our diet and give samples of urine and saliva and blood, sort of thing. There's also the goals of furthering the knowledge for what it takes to live beyond low Earth orbit, like going to the moon and to Mars. And for that, we use the space station's, for example, environmental control system and water processing system as two examples to know how to have.
Good morning, Justine. How are you supplied during your mission? Over.
Well, just like you in your house, your parents need to drive to the grocery store and get groceries and get gas for your car and all those things. We need to do the same. Question implied. And we have cargo space station. And probably on average every month or every 2 months, we have a new cargo ship coming here, and it brings with it supplies for the people, the crew, but also supplies for our science and supplies for the space station, which is new equipment or repair items for things that are broken. And then we compile all of our trash, and once we empty out this cargo ship, we fill the cargo ship with trash, and it separates and burns up in the atmosphere. Over.
Good morning, Raphael. How do you get enough water? Do you recycle it? Over.
Raphael, yes, we do recycle it. We recycle about 90%, a little more maybe, of our water. So we have water in these cargo ships. That's part of it. But we also, when we pee in the toilet system, that urine goes into a water processing, and it takes out all the nasty, yucky stuff and separates that in the filter, and then purifies the remainder, and we get pure drinking water. And even sweaty T-shirts, when after we exercise, we dry these T-shirts in the air. All that moisture gets collected in the air system, and turns back in after it gets cleaned. It gets turned back into drinking water. So we're very efficient with our water, and that's what will take to be successful living on the moon or Mars. Over.
Good morning, Marie. What do you do if an astronaut gets sick on the ISS? Over.
Well, that's a great question. We train a lot for that because we want to keep each other healthy and well. And we all astronauts, whether you have a medical background or not, we get trained in basic life support. So if it's something that requires CPR, we can do that. If it's a cut, for example, we could even do stitches. But if it's more serious, for anything, we get and we talk to the medical doctors who are in mission control, and they will walk us through the procedure on what to do. And in a very, very, very extreme case, we do have the ability to get in our spacecraft and return to Earth if need be. But that would be very, very extreme. Over.
Good morning, Dorian. How does it feel to witness 16 sunsets and sunrises in one day? And therefore, how do you make the difference between night and day? Over.
Well, we set our watches to Greenwich Mean Time, which is roughly the time in London, and that's how we live our day. That's when I wake up, I work for a bit, I eat lunch, I work some more, and I eat dinner, and then I get tired and brush my teeth and go to bed, all according to the time on my watch, which is Greenwich Mean Time. There are 16 sunsets and sunrises, as you mentioned, going on outside the window, but it doesn't really affect us other than if we're trying to get a picture during the daytime of a town or a city, or if we want to get a nighttime picture, we have to plan that accordingly. And we don't really witness all those 16 sunrises and sunsets. Most of the time we're in an area where there are not windows, and you hardly even notice. But it is pretty cool to see the sunrise happen so quickly and the sunrise and the sunset happen so quickly. Over.
Good morning, Alex. What is the most difficult task of daily life to achieve in weightlessness? Over.
Well, I think the most difficult task to achieve up here has not anything to do with weightlessness. It has to do with living at work and every day having your daily life planned out into the smallest 5-minute interval, and that's difficult to manage. All of this planning and timing. The weightlessness very often is just helpful. You can fly around, you can zip really quickly from place to place. The only problem where it's difficult with the weightlessness is handling really small things like screws, nuts and bolts, or even pieces of candy that you're trying to eat. Over.
We have 1 minute.
Good morning, Antoine. Is it difficult to wash yourself, to go to the toilet? Over.
That's why it's not that very difficult to wash yourself. We don't have a shower. We use baby wipes and squirt water on ourselves and pick up our soap and wash the soap around, and you feel pretty clean.
Okay, guys, I think he has got our range. If you'd all like to say a big thank you and a big clap, he may hear it because we're running a lot more power than he is. Go ahead.
Alors, vous pouvez tous applaudir.
Hi.
Bravo à tous. Bravo à tous, mesdames et messieurs, à tous les élèves. Nous venons de partager un moment historique. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just shared a moment of history. Amateur radio station VK5ZAI from Australia, operated by Tony Hutchinson, contacted American astronaut Christopher Cassidy aboard the International Space Station, who spoke with the students of Collège Raymond Sirot de Gueux in France. Congratulations to the students. Félicitations à tous les élèves à Gueux. Maintenant, de la part de l'organisation Harris International, des bénévoles Harris en France, des associations radio-amateurs par satellite. Ici Joseph Lemoine qui vous dit 73, et en termes radio-amateurs, ce qui veut dire meilleure salutation. Au revoir et à la prochaine pour d'autres contacts Harris. Thank you, Tony, for this successful contact. Best 73, and see you soon.
Thank you very much, Joseph. And yes, unfortunately, we only got 12 questions answered, but I think you'd have to agree Chris gave very detailed answers. So it was a very good contact indeed, and I would like to thank all the students for speaking loud and clearly, and obviously Chris understood every question that you gave him. Thanks very much. I will now switch off and let you finalise your morning at the school. Thank you once again, everyone, and this will be another contact that I have to write in my book, and I'll certainly remember it. Thank you all. Good morning.
Good. A very big thank you, Tony, for your help in this contact. Goodbye.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Okay,